Hey, I am Taylor Ursula, and we have a Pisces new moon to talk about. So let's get into it. Now, this moon is a vibe we're already in the throes of. We are currently in this new moon. We are swimming in this new moon. Hopefully, we're vibing in this new moon a little bit, right? You may have heard this is a super moon. Okay, so the moon is a little bit closer to the sun than it typically is. And so we may be really feeling this one. And we always really feel a Pisces moon because a Pisces moon feels it all, all. So this might be really amplifying our feelings a bit. And hopefully that's a good thing. Sometimes a Pisces moon can bring out heightened anxiety, and that's absolutely something I've felt rising too. So there's a lot of feelings we may be swimming through. There's a lot of information we may be collecting now, becoming clear on now. So Venus and Pluto had a conversation yesterday, right before the new moon became real. And that conversation may have brought a lot of information to the surface for us. Maybe it's about how we relate to others. Maybe it's about power and how power shows up in our interpersonal relationships. Maybe we're giving away too much power. Maybe we are claiming power that isn't ours. There may be some sort of understanding that we come to about who we are and what we are doing when we engage with other people and how that actually functions, right? So digging deep into some of those themes of interpersonal relations. And that may be bringing us some information about what we're feeling in this new moon. Venus moved into Aries late last night after this conversation with Pluto. And so Venus is sort of taking that conversation with Pluto into Aries, where Jupiter is hanging out, ruling this new moon. So that's part of what might be kind of bringing us to a place of understanding, bringing us into a place of new information, bringing us into a place of reaching new depths and kind of processing what has come up in this time with this conversation. With this new moon, we have the capacity to set new intentions about what we believe in, what we have faith in, how we connect with other people, how we allow ourselves to be seen by others, and how we see others as well. And so that can be really beautiful. That can also be a bit of a struggle. If we're talking about power and where we give it away, that may cause us to have to confront some of where we are actually responsible for giving away that power, or responsible for any or some portion of some dynamic that isn't feeling good or that isn't giving us what we're putting into it. And again, that can bring up anxiety in a Pisces new moon. If we are coming to new understandings, that's going to change how we see the world, how we connect with others in the world, and that can produce a lot of feelings of uncertainty. Have I been wrong this whole time? Did I do something that set something into motion that is going to undo me now? Pisces is like everywhere. So take care, take heed of this call to ground yourself where you can this moon. Give yourself space to process what's been coming up. Give yourself grace and compassion as you navigate some of these dynamics as they surface, and do what you need to shift out of anxiety where you can. I will say this, and let me know in the comments if this is something that resonates. This is not going to be true for everyone, of course, but something that has come up for me with the Pluto-Venus conversation is about taking responsibility where we are capable to ensure our own sort of success or our integrity. So making sure that we are looking at ourselves within a situation and making sure that we are doing what we need to ensure that we are maintaining integrity. A lot of times anxiety reveals to us where things feel unfair or where we are out of control. And some of the element of that is very real. We are absolutely bound to structures that we cannot control, but there are usually some steps within that structure that we are able to take to make sure that we are doing what we can do to show up at our best. And becoming aware of those instances or those maybe cracks in our foundation can trigger a lot of defensiveness. So we're going to have a moon square Mars later tonight. We're going to have moon conjunct Neptune tomorrow as part of this new moon. And this may really call upon us to get clear with ourselves, to shift out of like good or bad thinking into neutral, especially when we're thinking about ourselves, to think about how we've gotten to where we have based off of what we know, and opening up with curiosity to what can I know better next time? What can I do now to take responsibility for what is mine so that I'm not creating more anxiety on top of what I'm feeling about where I'm not taking responsibility. So that was my download. Take it, leave it, break it down into parts and leave the scraps, Just wanted to put that out there. Okay, let's pull some cards and see how we're navigating this new cycle that's coming in. All right, we've got our deck. Let's get started. All right, so at the new moon, we're asking about the cycle that is beginning for us now. And as that cycle begins for us, we're also looking at what has been cleared away to allow for this shift to happen. La la la. We're also asking what this new cycle may look like as it unfolds. What are some signs that we are moving into this cycle? And lastly, and this feels pretty appropriate for my note about all the Pisces energy, how we can ground our ideas and intentions now. I feel that one's going to be really important since we're dealing with some things that are real, some things that are in our imagination, some things that may be possible, some things that might be infinite. With Pisces, it all feels real. Okay, so just a couple more shuffles and we will pull. Okay. Okay. Got some new little crystals here from Spellbound Sky in Silver Lake, one of my favorite shops. So hopefully they are blessing us today. All right. So let's take a look at what we got going on here. A cycle that begins for us now. This is how we started the Aquarius new moon, y'all. Okay, this is pretty wild and pretty funny. So February was a big start for us. It was followed by some cards that revealed to us that this cycle may not have been catalyzed by us. We heard a lot of stories from people, from y'all, about partnerships that were long-standing that ended surprisingly, kind of out of the blue. So that cycle was sort of a post-retrograde kind of settling of energies. What I'm hoping is that we've got some new narratives here to maybe show us that this Fool is more of our own doing, since we did so much work last moon cycle stemming from this Fool and the undoing that came with it. We did a lot of work last moon cycle to really become aware of where we were prepared for these shifts more than we thought we were, where we had tools or resources in place to help us navigate this time of uncertainty and strangeness. So let's see what we got. What has been cleared away for us to allow the shift? Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. This card in the Aquarius new moon cycle was the Ten of Pentacles, and that's where we saw a lot of relationships sort of disassemble or change in new ways. The world shows that we've kind of evolved from that overturning of visions of the future and sort of what we thought we had accomplished with the 10. And with the world, we have had sort of a Saturnian, much larger kind of karmic release of sorts. The world does connect with Saturn, the planet, and so we think about things really coming to an end, not in the surprising way, but in the conscious allowing things to close out way. The world as a major arcana card with the Fool, this is the literal beginning of the major arcana, and this is the final card. This is the end. So where we had the Ten of Pentacles last time showed us sort of in our day-to-day lives what was being cleared out, and that was shocking to some, frustrating, upending in many ways. This time it shows that we were the ones at the helm consciously ending things. So what I said a moment ago about all the work that we put in last moon cycle at the Aquarius new moon to sort of rectify what was ripped out from under us, this shows that we did that work. This shows that we addressed this, we approached this with conscious energy, with willfulness to release what was done in order to start again. What this new cycle may look like as it unfolds. Oh my gosh, if that's not fortuitous. All right, so I keep bringing up that what was cleared out at the Aquarius new moon was the Ten of Pentacles. That's the end of the Pentacles suit in terms of the numbered cards. And it shows us that we thought we had reached an end. We thought we had made it to a goal. We thought we were established in some tangible way, that we were sharing our lives, our tangible lives with others. And so this shows us that the new cycle is bringing in this new cycle of Pentacles. We thought we had reached the end. We were not done. We started over and released our attachments to all that came about in the last moon cycle. And now we get to start over in full. We are building anew. We are going to be recognizing new opportunities for tangible growth, financial growth, growth of our projects, our progress, our productivity, hopefully in a healthy way, not in a burnout way. And how we can ground our ideas and intentions now is the King of Cups. Okay, this shows that we are stepping into a new role of emotional maturity. How we can ground our ideas and intentions now is by being that emotional rock. This is literally like crystal, right? And crystals form through cells of moisture and earth over time. And so we forge hardness out of softness. We forge a vessel that is able to receive emotion and channel out light. So we're being asked to step into essentially emotional responsibility. Everything we've learned in the previous cycle really tested us emotionally. We had to develop a sense of emotional resolve, and I think we were able to more easily than we expected. So now we're asked to really lean into this, to really own the fact that we have developed a sense of emotional mastery. This includes taking responsibility for our emotions, whatever they may be, holding space for them, transmuting them into something clear and potent, and also being able to do the same for others, being a source of emotional crystalline clarity for both yourself and those around you. This beam, this rainbow light, is able to pierce through these clouds, right? And so what we have forged is something that's much more powerful than the ever-changing arena or atmosphere around us. This is us standing tall in the face of whatever the weather is and being a beacon of groundedness in a way that is setting an example for those around us. Okay, wow. All right, this is pretty beautiful.